Conflict theory. Have you ever questioned the underlying power dynamics and social inequalities that exist within society? How do conflicts arise as a result of competing interests and limited resources? Conflict theory, a sociological perspective developed by Karl Marx and further expanded by other scholars, offers critical insights into these questions by examining the role of power, inequality, and social change in shaping social relationships and structures. Let's explore the key components of conflict theory, examine its applications in various contexts, and provide compelling examples that shed light on its practical implications. At its core, conflict theory views society as a battleground where different groups compete for resources, power, and social influence. It posits that conflicts and tensions arise from the inherent inequalities and power imbalances present in social structures. According to conflict theory, these conflicts are not merely individual disagreements but reflections of deeper social and economic disparities that underlie social relationships. One central concept within conflict theory is the notion of social class. Conflict theorists argue that society is stratified into different social classes based on the distribution of resources, wealth, and opportunities. These social classes, such as the bourgeoisie and the proletariat, have conflicting interests and engage in struggles over the control and allocation of resources. For example, in a capitalist society, the bourgeoisie, who own and control the means of production, seek to maximize their profits and maintain their dominant position. On the other hand, the proletariat, who provide their labor, seek fair wages, better working conditions, and a greater share of the wealth they help create. The resulting conflict between these two classes is driven by the inherent power disparities and economic inequalities between them. Conflict theory also emphasizes the role of power in social relationships. Power is seen as a central force in shaping social interactions and determining who holds the ability to influence decisions and control resources. Those who possess power are able to protect their own interests and exert control over others. For instance, in political systems, those in positions of authority hold power and can shape policies and laws that benefit their own interests or the interests of their social class. This power asymmetry can lead to conflicts between those who seek to challenge or change the existing power structures and those who seek to maintain their power and privilege. Furthermore, conflict theory recognizes that conflicts extend beyond economic issues and encompass other dimensions of social life, such as race, gender, and religion. It acknowledges that these social categories intersect with class and contribute to multiple forms of oppression and discrimination. For example, conflicts may arise from the unequal treatment of marginalized groups based on their racial or ethnic background, gender identity, or religious beliefs. These conflicts reflect broader power imbalances and systemic inequalities that result in social injustices. Conflict theory also highlights the potential for social change through the resolution of conflicts and the challenge to existing power structures. It argues that conflicts can serve as catalysts for social transformation by exposing and challenging the inequalities and injustices embedded within society. For instance, social movements, such as the civil rights movement or feminist movement, have emerged to challenge and address systemic inequalities and advocate for social change. These movements bring attention to the power imbalances and work towards creating more equitable and just societies. In conclusion, conflict theory provides a critical lens through which to examine the power dynamics, social inequalities, and conflicts that exist within society. By focusing on social class, power, intersectionality, and social change, conflict theory contributes to our understanding of the complex and often contentious nature of social relationships. It highlights the need to address and challenge systemic inequalities to create more just and equitable societies. Conflict theory serves as a reminder that social change is possible through the collective efforts of those who seek to challenge oppressive systems and advocate for a more inclusive and fair society.